Hi, I'm Christy Barb, and these are the top 20 most requested words from my pronunciation meetup group. American English Pronunciation Q&A meets on Mondays at 6 Eastern and Tuesdays at noon, and I've Eastern. And I've combined the lists of all the spreadsheets that we use in each meetup group. People add words they want to practice, so it's all coming from people who really want to know how to pronounce these, and then we pronounce them. So A is what it really looks like, how it's spelled. Column B is spelled by any means necessary to represent what it really sounds like without using the phonetic symbols. Um, Column C uses the phonetic symbols to represent what is the vowel sound in the stressed syllable, but I have words next to them to represent that sound, so you don't have to know the symbols. So this doesn't surprise me at all that world is one of the most popular word to ask. It's like we're old. And you don't have to release the D. So that's why I put that little mark there. It's not an official IPA symbol in this case. I'm just making it clear that you don't have to say world and release the D. So the stressed vowel is the R noise. Don't even think about is it ER, OR, AR, because it's just putting the tongue in the R position. My tongue is curled back and up, but not too far back. It's closer to the front, behind the top teeth, but not touching. Whir. And then when you move to the L, you do touch behind the top teeth. So this movement from the R to the L is what creates the Earl noise. Whirl. So keep making noise, keep having voice seen in your throat. Whirl. Hold the L position a little longer so the L can be heard, so it's not mistaken for word. Whirled. And then don't release the D. Hold the tongue behind your top teeth. You will hear the D if there's a word after it that begins with a vowel. So, whirl dove, something. You would hear whirl dove. Now you release it. Whirl dove. Whirl dove. Literally. There's more than one pronunciation, but this one is the most common for Americans. Lid, lee. And the vowel in lid is I, like hit. So this diagram shows that E is the tongue in a very high position. Eat. It is a little lower. And this is the it in lid, literally. Literally. Executive. Exec executive, executive. This EG could be EK because EX is really X, but it could also be exec, because my voice is coming on for the Z. So you're going up to the K and the G position, which is the same position. You just don't release it. You stop the airflow by making the back of your tongue touch the top of your mouth. So you won't hear a G or a K. Executive, executive, executive. And you can say execu with a U, but it's not stressed, so it's more likely that it'll change to executive. And the vowel in zek is head. This can be two ways, either, and they're both correct. So just which one do you like? This one could be either. This could be either, with the vowel here being E, the very high position E, and this one I, like high, well, like I, E-Y-E, I. Either. When you go from the TH, your tongue should be close to between your teeth. It doesn't have to stick out like that. It can be behind it as long as you keep it relaxed so that airflow can go around it and you're not blocking the airflow. If you block the airflow, it will sound more like a D, like either. So if you hear a D, then you know you need to relax your tongue, maybe stick it between your teeth, either, and then pull it back in and down to make the R, either. If you don't pull it back and down, there's a chance it could touch the top of the mouth and make an extra sound like either. 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 And work. This is such a good example of the difference between what English looks like and what it sounds like. It looks like an O, but it sounds like a K that I don't have to release. And again, the vowel sound is just the R noise. Whir. So, whir. When you put your tongue in the R position and just make noise, that's all it is. Whir. And then the back of the tongue goes up to stop the airflow for the K. Work. If there's a vowel after it, then you'll release it. Work cat, work cat. It'll sound like cat. Work cat. Connect that K to the A. Work cat. Vehicle. I didn't realize how often this came up. I never noticed it really. V vehicle. I'm going to put, it doesn't matter if the K goes on that side or that side. When you keep your tongue moving, you'll pronounce all the sounds and there won't be any spaces. Vehicle, vehicle. And the stressed vowel is E, vehicle. Vaccine. This is spelled with two C's, and you don't see the K, but there's a K and an S. So vaccine, vac, and you don't release the K. Vaccine, vac. I go up and stop the airflow with my K. Vaccine, vaccine. And the E is the stressed vowel. This looks like a lot of letters, but it's just tough. Tuh. I usually represent with UH. Tough. That's it. Tough. And the vowel is like up, the schwa sound. Oh, squirrel. Squirrel, I do know comes up a lot, and that's why I'm surprised it wasn't higher because I don't know. It's a weird word. Squirrel. It's squirrel. So you have a weird combination of a K and a W squir. Your lips get small at the same time you're making your K. And then you have the same RL combination as world. So squirrel. And that's where the oral comes in. I think that's the most tricky part. Squirrel. And the vowel is as in a lot of them, just squir. And rural. I know this word comes up a lot because I struggle with it myself. It's a weird combination, and I never use this word. The only time I've used this word is teaching it. Rural. It looks like you could think of it as rural, rural. I'm putting you, but it's rural. Maybe no vowel at all in the second part. Rural. Where's the rur, rural. I doubt myself the more I say it. And okay, mountain is a lot more fun because there's a syllabic in. Mountain. You can say mountain. That's perfectly correct. But most native speakers are going to make it shorter and easier by saying mount, put an in there, mount. So in, T, in combination, mount. My tongue goes up behind my back teeth, and instead of releasing it, mount 10 and putting it back, just don't move it. Just hold it there. Mount. You're making a noise, and that creates its own syllable. As a word nerd, I think that's pretty cool. Mountain, mow. Where's how? I need mow. Where is it? Where is it? What happened to ow? Like how? Oh, there it is. It's how, mow, mountain. This is a weird what it looks like and what it sounds like difference. Iron. So I often tell people to think of I earn or I yearn because you're going up very high when you say the I vowel, iron. And then when you slide your tongue down from the high position to a lower position to curl it back for the R, you'll hear a little Y sound accidentally. So even if you think of it as I earn money, You should keep your tongue moving and sliding, and it will make a Y sound, which actually is a real word, iron, iron. But it doesn't have to be so separate. I yearn. Keep your tongue moving and let the sounds combine. Iron, iron. And the stressed vowel is I, as in I. There. Heart. This looks like EA, but it's just ah. Heart. With a T that you don't have to release unless there's a vowel after it. So this is ah, like hot. Um, the ah sound can be spelled with an O, an A, an EA here. Heart. So heart. Curl your tongue back before you put it in the T position. Heart. And hold it there unless there's a word after it. Um, and then the T will change to a D because now the T is between two vowels or two voiced sounds. So if I said heart of, heart, this T is now between the O and the R, which are both voiced sounds. So if you keep your voice on while you make a T, it changes to a D because the T and the D are made in the same place. So if I say hard tov, I have to stop my voicing and turn it back on again for the of. But if I say hard of, it's just on the whole time. You should try it and feel vibration in your throat the whole time. Hard of, hard of, heart of. Stop and turn it back on. So this sounds like heart of, heart of gold. This has two options. I should put them both here. So you, oops, wrong way. I keep putting it in the wrong spot. Okay, I have extra spaces. You can say data or data, da, da, or day, da. The T will stay a D no matter what. You can say data, but Americans are going to change that T to a D. Data, and this would be as the stressed vowel, data. And this one, data, with an A like hey, data. But the A at the end will always sound like because it's not stressed. Beer, beer. When your tongue goes up very high for the E, beer, and it slides down. This is like iron. So keeping your tongue moving and going from a high position to a low position to curl back for the R is what creates an invisible Y. Beer. It's not exactly totally two different syllables, beer, but keep your tongue moving and sliding, and the sounds will blend together. Beer, beer. Bed. I'm going to put EH to make you think be, with a D. A D that you don't have to release unless there's a vowel after it. The vowel here is like head. So if your tongue is too high, it could sound like bid. And if it's too low, it could sound like bad. And that's the most common error is that instead of hitting the middle part, the tongue should be in the middle, bed, kind of flat. Your jaw is rather high, kind of in the middle, bed. If your jaw is too low and your tongue is too low in your mouth, it will sound like bad. So bed, bad, bed, bad. If you have this trouble with the two, keep your jaw higher and your tongue more flat. Bed. You can see I don't even have to move it. Bed. But for the bad, I do. Bad. That's it. Oh, what's a word that would have, what would be after bed? Um, Bed. I can't think of anything that would have a vowel after. Um, I'll put bed of. Bed of. Now you're going to hear the duh, bed of. This one looks like it has a lot of letters and sounds, but it doesn't have very many sounds at all. It's ah, although. I put the OU to represent the American O because it's O, not just O, although. So, although. Think of it as starting more in the position with your tongue low in the middle and pulled back, and moving up to an oo, where your tongue goes higher in the back and your lips go from unrounded to rounded. Oh, home, go, although. If you have if you don't move, if you don't have that movement, it'll sound just like a pure O, like although. So, oh, although. And looks like an O, but sounds like an E, worm. And the vowel is like her, which a lot of them are, worm. So hold your tongue in the R position and just make noise. Well, after you make your W, worm, worm. Don't think about, I need to make an O, I need to make an E. Just make the R noise, worm. And the same here, word, word. But now you're finishing with your tongue in the D position, word. And if you release it, I'm going to put of after it. I need her, nope, her, word of. Now the of is my go-to if I need a vowel after it. Word of, a word of advice, word of. Then you'll release word of. And these are spelled different, but they sound exactly the same. And this one is really tricky to spell. There's no regular letter in English that has that I can represent the sound with. So I will put the symbol here, would. So this is like good. It's very similar to oo, like who, but oo, your lips are rounded, good, and would is trickier because you do have to start rounded and then unround, would. Your tongue is a little higher for the who, and who would. You can feel it get a little low, maybe the middle, not exactly the back, but in the middle. Who would. Find a word that is easy for you to pronounce that sound. Good, book, took. Um, I have took as my example here. But if your sounds like wooed, then you maybe are rounding your lips. Two, your tongue could be a little high. Would, would. That's it. That took a while, but it takes me an hour to get through about twice this many words, so this wasn't bad. I hope this was helpful, and hopefully you can join us sometime. Thanks.